Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Second video today, and it's a video I wanted to post yesterday about AQ modifiers. I wanted to get an idea whether or not people felt that these were a positive implementation in game, especially considering that, look, you got to give something a chance first to really find out if it has worked or has not worked. So in this video, we're going to deep dive some feedback from this and also look at where things have gone right and also where things have gone wrong. Obviously, from what we've experienced so far is that it has gone slightly wrong with milestones as well as points not being correct, where like rewards had to be sent out additionally to this, and some people are still experiencing lack of tier 5 basics that were meant to be received, as well as different types of claimable rewards. And also the fact that the points and how they were labelled up were incorrect as well. So there's been a little bit of scuffness to this. And even looking at an example here, like people were saying that they were hoping to get an extensive amount of points, but in fact they weren't actually scaling correctly based on a visual bug. So here's an example here stating the extent of points being the heroic actually gained more than the master, and obviously above is Kabam Zibit saying basically this is a visual bug. So just really kind of understanding that. I don't know whether or not people felt, hey, if I'm doing the heroic, that I would be getting more points than I would be with master, so therefore they would theoretically choose that. But it's kind of like a bit wrong, and this definitely does need to be dealt with the next time we have the new Alliance Quest 5-day sequence. The weird thing is Kabam have noticed this is an error, but it looks like it's not going to be resolved until the next update, which I find a little weird, especially considering we're probably going to have another Alliance Quest sequence, or maybe even 2 more sequences before the next update, which could be called 25.1 or 26.0, whatever it's going to be called. So there's going to be still an element of scuffness to this until next month, which it's kind of weird, but what can you say? Obviously, the extent of this kind of addition was either to add another layer of complexity or another way of earning more from Alliance Quest, especially if you're like, we run lower types of difficulty of maps and then want to increase the difficulty to then make it more okay. We're doing like map 5 really easily, but we want to add something onto it. I can't imagine people in map 7, likely with what they've received this week, are then like, oh, we've added this extra level of complexity to our normal regular grinding structure. This is what we've got, and we're kind of left a little bit disappointed. Not extensively, but enough to go, was it really worth it? But anyway, let's hear from everybody else from the community. Thanks to everybody that responded back to this post. Let's see what you've got to say about whether you feel Alliance Quest modifiers have been good for your alliance, or have they been kind of an extra that you didn't really need. So Matthew says, we've been unable to use the modifiers in my alliance. The option is there to select it every day, but confirm button is grayed out. Only option is to cancel and run as normal. Hopefully we can get compensated for this missing honor points. And that does seem quite bad. I don't know why that's not the case. APOC is actually in my alliances. I think it added a fresh element to the game and made the map slightly more fun to play. You know what we did at Odin this week. I don't think it made it an extra harder, but it did add an element of skill and fun for it for myself. Canal K9 says, we ran H on BG1 and BG2 as vacation time, but BG3 did M. So that's heroic and master. Pretty good experience. I don't know about the ranking and points. We usually hit 150th, 140th, but appears to be a nice way to make things new without the need of doing map 7. In brackets, those donations, yeah, I know. Sean says, my alliance has been able to run map 6 all this week using the modifiers. The update to the glory store has been very much welcomed, especially around the tier 5 basic fragments. Hopefully the work we have done this week will be reflected tonight with the Alliance Quest rewards drop, and they actually have been quite good. I know we ran map 6 all week and found that was actually pretty darn good. Matt's Mind on ADHD says, my alliance has been doing pessimistic, in my opinion, one of the easiest ones to deal with, and my BG did map 6 every day. I don't think it personally made anything harder, but it's nice to get more points. Those who elect different ones that make it harder deserve more points, in my opinion. Alan says, great idea for the pro, allows us to adjust the difficulty to the maps and AQ rewards us. Con, bugs, honor not being counted, AQ rewards not being delivered. Jack Khalifa says, we used to play mixed AQ 5 to 6. Before the modifiers, 200 to 250 mil was the points. This week, if it was free AQ, so we performed a 5 times map 600% every day with 5 different modifiers. We reached 350 mil with 33,000 honor points. This is a huge improvement, a lot of fun to play. Only one BG with 2 times brute force. Now to the final 2. It's been fine, I don't like that. The master modes all result in taking degen. There have been some truly awful interactions though. Scarlet Witch draining your power with special delivery. Active sucks. If you get unlucky, you degen. And then the Man in Black says, the honor reward suckers. Also, shout out to Talon for responding on the Discord and basically says that it sucks because there were people that weren't able to do the modifiers for the first 2 days, so it's not exactly fair. The other issue is the display error for scores. Yes, absolutely. Kabam should fix both of those issues before release. From what I've read so far, changes to the Glory Store and also the way that we add in these new modifiers have been helpful to players. So it has been an element of good news. I'd probably say my issues currently with the AQ modifiers and the game is largely based on problems I have with the internet service I can get in this area. If I lived in a city and not in a kind of a near the outskirts kind of area, I'd probably be able to get more consistent internet, and also at the same time I need to get a new device, which is something I keep on banging on about, but I need to bite the bullet and go do that. But the fact is, maybe that's where the problems with complexity come in. If I've got something of a horrible node and the game's not responding well enough and I come up with the connection problems a lot of the time, then that is going to be causing an issue to how I see something like this, which is kind of going down the route of being as competitive as things like Alliance Wars Seasons and Alliance Wars in general. But the fact is, this has been a positive interaction, implementation even, to kind of say that, hey, I'm going to get more tier 5 basic fragments and as well more tier 2 alpha by grinding this out. So yeah, it means that we'll probably like step it up a little bit for getting this, and I'm sure a lot of alliances will do that, because Kabam are like saying like, we want to give you more, but we want you to work hard for it. I feel that's what the honor system and the ranking side of things and the milestones are meant to be all about with this new implementation. So based on what we've discussed in this video, I do believe that AQ modifiers have been a good implementation, but there have been lots of elements of scuffness to this that make players just feel a little bit kind of disconcerted and a bit frustrated that these were put in with the numbers the way they were. So you kind of felt that you were getting more points from doing heroic than you would do from doing master. So maybe that would mislead some players. Also some issues with being able to start AQ modifiers, and as well the kind of issue with rewards. And let's try to make sure with when Kabam are doing these things that it's not overcomplicated. By putting in something new, you're like, more additional messages have to be sent out, and an extra layer of complexity has to be put on the game. And even with that kind of history kind of bar that's been removed, yeah, just a case of like watching out. Good intentions are good, but also make sure that the things that are running in the background are set up correctly as well, so we don't get an issue of stuff going wrong. But in any case, that has been the video. Thank you very much for watching. Check out some other content here, and keep yourself up to date with Marvel Contest of Champions news, which I'll probably put up there. And if you've got any more further thoughts on AQ modifiers, then put it in the comment section down below. You may have felt that these actually don't work out well for you at all, and could be something that you kind of feel it's a bit kind of too much, just at the moment, depending on where you are in the game. But good to hear from you. Thanks very much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye for now.